Krishna, Hare Krishna, just one to in the center, like this it is. We make little sign. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. वीडियो स्ट्रीम कैसे होगा? जूम वालों को दिखेगा वीडियो जूम वालों को नहीं दिखाना है. ओनली थिंग what you have to do, Zoom participants is when Prabhuji is sharing the words, you show the words. You share the screen and you show the words. Bas. Namo Namo Hare Hare. Sorry, Prabhu, take photo. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. 19, 19. Hare Hare, third chapter. Seventeen, sorry. 17. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. आपको दिखी क्या कहीं रिसेंटली? मैं देख क्या हूँ अभी. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. आप मत देखो, मैं देखता हूँ आप सब वीडियो दिखाएंगे. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. NYC. Hare Krishna, like it. reshape the world. Lag होता है प्रभु. There is always a lag. अच्छा खासा lag होता है, like almost 1 minute. Almost 1 minute, 1-2 minute का lag होता है. राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare जय जय
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very happy to be here with you tonight. We are going to read a few verses from Bhagavad Gita.
Actually, everyone has one question. Your name and where you from?
My name? I don't have a name. Joking. Actually, I do have a spiritual name by the mercy of my spiritual master. My name is Tulsi. I am originally from Bulgaria. It's a small country in Europe. And I had the great fortune to live for a long time in India, in Mayapur. Maybe you know this holy place, Mayapur. And now I have the great privilege to render some service here in New York by the mercy of Radha Govinda and all the Vaishnavas here. So that's about me.
Prabhu has been a monk for about 25 years now. And he has gathered so much of deep wisdom. So I thought Prabhu can share some of the pearls of wisdom today with all of us.
Do you need some pearls?
Yes.
Okay. So we
You can use this.
You come to the screen, best, move it on.
maybe you can deal with it and I can just read from here.
This one.
I am not good in multitasking.
That's all. This will go on.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they can see you also.
So we are reading how many verses?
As much as you like, you can cover.
From,
370 onwards. Till 360 we have done.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. It's called Karma Yoga, and we start from verse 17. I'll read the verse. Yas tvatmarati syat atma triptascha manava atmani eva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. Translation. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satisfied, for him there is no duty. So I'll just start commenting from here and then we'll continue with the verses. So Bhagavad Gita is a very practical book for us. Why? Because all of us, we have to do something in this life. Yes? Is there someone who can just stay still without doing anything? Can you do that? Even like the greatest yogis who are saying, well, I'm not doing anything, I'm just staying in the Himalayas and I'm completely free from karma for action. They're also doing something. They are breathing, they are eating from time to time, they have to go to the toilet, maybe they take bath from time to time. So everybody has to do something in this life. Now how to act in such a way not to become bound by the law of karma, by the reactions of our activities. This is the subject of Bhagavad Gita. So it's very, very practical topic and very important topic for us. And Krishna started to deal with this subject here in third chapter. Second chapter is called Bhagavad Gita summarized, because everything which will be described in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving it like in a synopsis, the essence, just within one chapter. But maybe we won't be able to understand. So then Krishna starts to understand this topic, Krishna starts to explain the topic gradually. Krishna will have to explain the same essential truths again and again and again and again in Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because Arjuna is missing to understand very, very simple point. What is the main illusion or doubt of Arjuna? He cannot understand what Krishna wants him to do. Because in some places Krishna is saying you have to get rid of all work. So Arjuna is thinking, okay, that means I have to leave my duty and I have to go to the forest and be a monk, a saint, sadhu. Then another places Krishna is again and again saying to Arjuna, Arjuna, you have to fight. So Arjuna cannot understand, like, what's happening here? I have to leave the battle or I have to fight? This is the doubt Arjuna has. So in this third chapter, again in the beginning of the chapter, Arjuna is asking, tell me one thing, what I have to do. Live or fight? Krishna is explaining a very simple point, but again and again Arjuna is trying to miss this point. And what is this very, very important point? You have to be active, because you cannot be inactive. Yes, this is what we discussed. But you should not get the results from your activity for yourself. Then this kind of activity will be free from any kind of reactions. And actually this kind of activity is called yagya. Have you heard this word, yagya? You know what is yagya? Can you say? Can you explain?
Following a ritual.
Performing a ritual. Okay, yes. Something else? Someone wants to add?
A sacrifice.
Sacrifice. So what is the idea of sacrifice? What do you do there?
So it depends on the kind of like sacrifice we are doing. So like if we are doing, let's say like a yag to achieve some material benefits, so we would like follow the shastras. So like there can be like many kinds of sacrifice, like sacrifice of like any action that you are doing, or sacrifice of like knowledge. So that is different kinds of like yaks are there.
Okay. Sacrifice, yes. Sacrificing something means you are giving something which is very
Dear to you.
dear to you in order to achieve something else.
Mhm.
If I tell you, give me $10,000, maybe you do it, maybe not. Now if I tell you, give me $10,000 and outside there is a nice Bentley for you, easily you'll give. Say, only 10,000. No problem, I'll give you more. Yes? So it's easy to sacrifice something when you know you get something better. So this is the idea Krishna is trying to explain here to Arjuna. Arjuna, you have to act, you have to perform your activities, but you should not be attached to the result that you're going to get. Rather, you should be able to give up one part of your result in order to get something more special, something more precious. This is the idea again and again Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. Arjuna is, at the beginning, he is not able to grasp it, so that's why Krishna is explaining the same thing again and again. And now just before this verse, in few verses we had the idea explained that everything we are getting in this life, actually we are not getting it for free. Is there something for free? Is there something for free? Maybe we think there are many things for free, but actually there is no. Even if you're getting something for free, that means you're getting indebted to someone else. So Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that whatever you are getting in this life, actually you are getting by the mercy of higher authorities. Like you get food, you get light, you get water, you get health, you get intelligence, you get a good husband, good wife, money. All these things actually they are coming by the mercy of higher authorities. That's why if you do yagya to satisfy them, they'll give you everything that you need in this life. And that's why Krishna is explaining the idea that it is very, very important to perform your duty. When you do duty, Hare Krishna. Welcome.
I was on the Zoom.
Okay. when you are performing your duty, this will make satisfy the higher personalities, and they will give you everything that you need. So, I want to discuss a little bit. What does it mean, duty? What is duty? What is duty?
Something that you are supposed to do, like no matter what.
Okay, something you're supposed to do. Some other
The role that's been given to you to perform.
a role that you have to perform. Okay.
An obligation of sorts.
Obligation. Okay, I like the word obligation.
And that to which you have, I don't know, like little bit also your choices. It's not imposed an obligation, but it's not something imposed. At least partly you have also chosen to, like perform that. So I don't know what the degree of choice and imposition here, but that is my dilemma.
Yes.
Duty.
Obligation. Yeah, generally, if someone tells you it's your duty, you have to do it, generally, what does that imply? You like it or you don't like it? What do you think?
Doesn't
Speak to
matter.
you if you like it or didn't like it, you have to do.
Okay, most probably it's like that, yes? Rarely there will be some duties that we really like to do. But
I
generally,
think it's a
yes?
it's a responsibility that you have to do.
Correct. Yes. Responsibility you have to do, yes. So yeah, basically implies the idea that these are things we may like doing them, we may not like doing them, but actually they are beneficial for us. This is the idea of duty. Yes? Correct? So Krishna is again and again imparting this very, very important point that we have to learn to perform our duty. Now I'll give you some example. You are working in a company and your working day starts at 9 o'clock sharp. Now, first day you go at 9, then second day you go at 9:15, third day you go at 9:30, and next day you go at 10 o'clock. And your boss is coming and saying, "Hey Baba, what are you doing?" Like, This is what, like a sporting day or what? Like, I'm paying to you. You have to come on time. And you're telling him, I just feel like coming later. What's your problem? So what will happen?
He'll fire you.
Maybe he will like you very much and he'll keep you. But maybe not. Maybe you'll lose your job. Yes. So when you have a duty, you have to perform it. It's very important. And we see that people who are successful in this life, these are the people that they got the idea that, wait a minute, I have duty and I have to perform them. Sometimes it will be nice, sometimes it won't be nice. Sometimes it will be a good result, sometimes it won't be a good result. But if I'm doing it steadily, long term, I'll get a very good result. Yes? Generally, the successful people, they have this kind of mentality. So we get here the idea that we have to be steady in performing our duties. Now, someone may ask the question, then what is my duty? Okay, if I have to perform my duty, what is my duty? Well, in Bhagavad Gita, we get a description that we have two sets of duties. One set of duties is our material duty. For example, you are a worker. That means you have to go on time for your job. You have to listen what your boss is telling you to do. And you are a family person. You have to listen to your wife. Otherwise, she may beat you with some pot in the kitchen. So that's your duty. You are a mother or a father. You have to take care of your kid. You have to give proper education to your kid. That's your duty. So every position in the material world, it goes with a certain duties. So this is one set of duties we have to perform. Now, how to understand what is our material duties? Generally, the Vedic culture describes that there are like mainly 4 categories of personalities, and according to our mentality, according to our physical nature, and according to activities we like to perform, a certain set of duties are given to us. Like some people, they like to work more intellectually. If you give them to do something with whatever, computer or reading or writing, no problem, they can do it 10 hours. If you ask them to carry bricks, they'll have a very hard time doing it. Maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's not for them. Other people, they are very much into, they have a little bit fiery nature. They don't like to see unjust things happening around them. If they see, they become very fiery. They don't like this. So they are kind of natural protectors of the people. They don't want to see unjust things are happening neither to them, neither to the people around them. So these are another category of personalities. They can take care of people, protect people, help them to perform their duty properly. Then we have a category of people, they have the mentality, the nature of making money very easily. Like wherever they see, like a hungry person. By the way, if someone wants to say something, just say, don't.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. So if we have a hungry person, he sees everywhere what? Correct, yes?
Fine. Okay, all good.
Yeah. Now, if we see a very good businessman, he sees around himself what? Money, opportunities to make money. Everything he sees, how he can make money out of it. Everything. Like that's his nature, that's his mentality. Hare Krishna. Welcome. And then you have people with the nature, they don't want to think too much about things. They don't want to take risk. They are afraid of taking risk. But if you tell them, just come here, do this, and I will pay you some money, they are very happy. They are very peaceful. That's another mentality, another nature. So according to a nature we have, we get a certain set of duties. So that means we have to do certain things, but this will also give us some rights. You get certain duties, but you will also get some rights. For example, if someone is like a natural leader of the whole society, like Brahminical position, like position of a guru or saintly person, what is his duty? He has to
Give knowledge.
Knowledge, study the scriptures.
Yajan, Patan, Dana Prati, Panditji. So yes, he has to give knowledge to others, he has to engage others in spiritual activities. He also himself should try to have a very pure lifestyle. He has to give a very good example for others. Little later we will read why. This is so important. So all these things are his duties. Now he has some rights also. What are his rights? Well, if he is a very pure person, he may not work, but other people, they will say, wait a minute, he is so much dedicated for the benefit of the whole society, and he is such a austere person, he doesn't need much. Oh, I can give him like $5 to eat something today. And he is happy, and the person who is giving the money, he is also happy. Because he is happy in this way to get involved in his beneficial activity, spiritual activity. So like that, every position has a certain set of duties and certain set of rights. Like for example, kings, they do so important service. They give peaceful atmosphere of everybody so that they can do their job without to be afraid. But now, because they are doing this, they have the right to have some sense gratification. Yes, kings, they have some opulence. Because to give peace to everybody, it's a stressful job, and sometimes you have to fight also. So sometimes they have so much stress in their mind, they have to let it go somehow. So for them it's allowed sometimes to get extra sense gratification. So anyway, in this way, each material position has certain duties and certain rights. Now this is our first duty. We said we have two kinds of duties. So what was the first one? Our
Material.
material duty, yes, according to our body, because we are part of this life. Now second set of duty that we have is our spiritual duty. Because we are not just matter, I mean, theoretically we are not at all matter. Now we think we are matter, but actually we are not. So we use matter to survive in this world, but actually in fact we are spiritual living entities. We are Atma. What is the meaning of Atma? Soul, yes. Spiritual living entities. So that means we have a spiritual set of duty. What is this spiritual set of duty? To serve.
To serve the Lord.
and serve God.
To serve God.
Serve God.
Why God? Why not, I don't know, someone else?
Because we came from Him, it is our duty. Like, He is the source of everything, of our existence.
You are saying He is the source of everything, of our existence. Are you sure?
Yes.
Like we water to the roots, not the.
We water the roots. So what's the problem if you let's say water some leaf?
Because if
It
you
will
water
not
the
get
roots,
nutrition.
everything is satisfied, right? So
Well, we'll get a very nice drink called tea if you water the leaves. What's your problem? It doesn't work?
No, I suppose food has to go to the stomach.
Food has to go to the stomach.
The two hands cannot enjoy.
If you're sick, they can put in your vein, no problem. What's your problem?
And
Doesn't work? No?
but even if you put in your hand, right, it then goes into your kind of blood, right? So that is the main source is the blood. So I mean, if let's say if you put in your hand and it doesn't go into your blood, so it's useless.
Okay. So it's kind of a win-win situation. not the like the vein directly, not the stomach.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree. This is our position. We are spiritual living entities. We are connected with Krishna. So we have to do something for Krishna. But this duty is different from the material duty. Material duty, very often you may not like doing it, still you have to do it. Spiritual duty is different duty. It's a little bit like some example that the spiritual masters are giving is like the duty of a mother to a child. So now mother has a duty to take care of the child. And she's doing this just because she has to do it, or because she likes to do it, she wants to do it. Which one?
Both.
Both, but which is the main one, the living one?
She likes to like.
I would say she has to.
it's her.
Yeah?
It's
He
her
has a baby, he has some experience.
Yeah. I mean, you like it, but by default, you have to.
It's a
Okay, let's give different example. The boy and the girl. Sometimes the boy carries the girl and the loves her. So you can say it's a burden, right? But the boy that is in love with the girl, but it's not really.
Only as long as there is love.
He rather enjoys, right? So, well, as long as this infatuation is intact, it takes few months to go away. But let's say we begin it. So then,
But just the idea is to give a material example. It's material, still material, but just to give us some idea how spiritual set of duty are different. You don't do them because you are obliged to do. Actually, you are doing it because you like to do it. That's the difference. Now, this verse that we read is actually explaining that if someone is completely situated on the spiritual platform, for him there is no any more material duties. He doesn't have to do anything material. He doesn't have to go to work. He doesn't have to do anything. He may not pay his taxes. I hope the government won't hear this, but the point is that you are free from any kind of duty. Why? Because actually you are performing higher duty. Correct? Like for example, if some citizen of America has a very special duty towards the government, let's say he's some whatever, like FBI agent or something like that, very, very special duty, very special service to the country, he may be free from so many other things. Yeah? He can move freely everywhere and he doesn't have to pay whatever, like taxes and this and that. Why? Because he's very, very, very special. He's doing very, very special service for the country. So in this way, someone who is completely dedicated, totally dedicated to spiritual life, this verse is saying, for him there is no any more material duty to perform. He is free in this. So now the question comes, does that mean he is not doing anything in this material world? What do you think?
No.
No, he's still doing.
He is still doing. Okay, very good. So let's read what Krishna is explaining. We go a little further, hopefully. Text 18. Krishna is saying, a self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work. So he doesn't have to do it, but also he doesn't have a reason not to do it. Nor he has any need to depend on any other living being. So he is completely satisfied on his own and he doesn't depend on anybody else. Someone may say, hey, wait a minute, how he's not dependent on anybody else? He's not eating? What? Well, if he's very advanced, he may not eat. Like we have the famous example with great saint Madhavendra Puri. Have you heard about Madhavendra Puri? It's a personality who lived maybe around, maybe around 600 years ago, something like that. He was on such a high spiritual level, and he was so much immersed in his internal relationship with God, with Krishna, that he was totally unconscious what's happening outside. And sometimes it is said he was not eating for 1 day, for 2 days, for 3 days. Sometimes he was forgetting to sleep. He was so much immersed in his spiritual life, spiritual existence. To such an extent that at some point the God himself became afraid, hey, what will happen with my great devotee? I mean, he's starving like so many days. And God personally came to give him food. This happened in Vrindavan. Krishna personally brought him milk and said, hey Baba, like, you are not eating already 1-2 days. What's happening with you? And he was already doubtful, like, how this boy knows that I'm not eating? He said, how do you know I'm not eating? Said, everybody knows. Our village is just here. We are seeing you. You are not eating anything. That's why I came to bring you some milk. And then he gave this milk and he said, okay, drink it. I'll come in the evening to get my pot back. And he drank the milk, and that milk was very special. What is this milk? I never had such kind of milk before. Like, it's like some kind of transcendental spiritual dream. He was so amazed. And then he washed the pot and he was waiting for this boy to come back. He figured it out. This boy looked very special. He was very special. He was waiting. The boy didn't come. The boy didn't come. But he figured it out. That was Krishna. So that was Krishna. Another great saint who was living also in Vrindavan, Bhagavad Mangal Thakur. Have you heard about him?
Yes.
The documents are saying for him that he was a great Vaishnava devotee, but also he was like a great mystic. He was living for how many years do you think? What do you think?
I don't know.
400 years.
Over 100?
100, more than 100.
Yeah, over 100.
500.
500. More?
700.
700, yes. Some great authorities are saying that actually he was living around 700 years. So very, very, very long time. So he had a similar kind of case with Krishna. Krishna again came and brought him milk and was feeding him. They figured it out. These boys, so many people are coming around me. I don't feel such a ecstatic love. So this boy is very special. And he was blind. And he told him, oh, can you just come a little closer? Just come a little closer to me. And then this boy came and he just got him. Said, oh, Krishna, I caught you. Now you're not going anywhere. But then Krishna, he is very special, very naughty. So just for a second, he managed to escape. And then Bhagavad Mangal Thakur said, my dear Krishna, my dear Lord, you maybe will manage to escape from my embrace, but you'll never escape from my heart. So these great personalities, they can keep the Lord always within their heart. Just we gave this as an example to show that these persons, they don't have practically material needs, and still they don't find a reason not to perform their duty. And now we are going to learn why they are going to perform them. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. So here we are getting this idea that we have to perform our activities, but we should not be attached to the fruits of our activities. Sometimes when we are attached to the fruits of our activities, what happens? They become?
You get happy or sad.
Yes,
Too
happy,
excited. Super
very
sad.
excited, very depressed, angry. What about angry? Greedy. Someone told you if you do this job, you'll get $500, and you are doing it such a hard job, and then again he's saying, actually I cannot give more than 200. You want to kill him there on the spot. You're becoming so angry. Why? Because you are so attached to the result of your fruits. Envy sometimes comes, very strong envy. You know, there is this interesting story from the Bible. There was like a merchant, like a Vaishya person, and he had this big field, so he needed someone to help him to get the, how do you say, the crops from the field. And he, in the morning, got one person and said, please, come to work for me. And he said, okay, how much you are going to pay me? And he said, I'll pay you $100. That's working American money. And then he said, fine, no problem. Then, noontime, another person came. He said, oh, would you like to work for me? He said, yeah, fine, how much you are going to pay me? He said, I'll pay you $100. He said, fine. Then in the afternoon, another person came. And the owner said, would you like to come and help me, work for me? He said, fine, how much you are going to pay to me? He said, I will give you $100. Then what happened with the first two guys? They were very unhappy. They went to him and they said, I'm working from 8 o'clock in the morning. He came 12 o'clock. This guy came 3 o'clock and you're going to give him the same money. It's not right. They became very envious. And then the owner told them, did I make appointment with you? Agreement. Did you agree? So what's your problem? I can decide how much money to give to whoever I want for as many work I want. So why you are envious now? Like, why you are envious that he worked less and he'll get the same? So sometimes like that in spiritual life, we see someone is apparently putting less endeavors than us, and we are saying, oh, Krishna, it's not fair. I'm doing more work. He's not doing anything, he's getting the same benefit. How is that? I don't like this. You are not fair. Actually, Krishna is fair. He is seeing how much is your ability. And then according to your ability, he is rewarding you. Sometimes he's not looking how much you're doing, sometimes he's looking how much you're keeping back. How much you give. One person goes to the temple, gives $5. Another goes, gives $500. But this one who is giving $5, he has 10. He's giving half of everything that he has. The other one, he has 10 million. He's not giving anything. And for him, it's joke, nothing. So sometimes Krishna is watching in this way, what actually we are keeping behind. How many anarthas we don't want to surrender. How many things, bad habits we have and we don't want to give them up. So like that, this is the idea. We have to perform our duty, but we have to try to do it with detachment. Detachment practically means that you do it, you try to establish your mentality in such a way that you think, I'll do my job and Bhagavan will give me as much as he likes. Sometimes he will give me a lot, sometimes he will give me little. I should be happy always. Then you will be very, very much happy and free from anxiety, free from problems. If you are always very much attached to the result, you have to suffer a lot. This is the practical situation. Then I would like to read 2 more verses. Text 20. Kings such as Janaka attain perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. Who is Janaka?
Sita's father.
Sita's father, yes. Very great personality. He's liberated personality. Apparently he was very materialistic person. I mean, he was a king, means he was involved in so many political affairs, diplomacy, fighting, conquering kingdoms. He was involved in many kinds of sense gratification. So he was engaged in so many activities. But actually, in his consciousness, he was a liberated person. He was not attached to any results of his activities. And that's why he didn't get any reaction from his activities. That's why here it is said that such great personalities who are liberated like him, they should do his job, but not so that they benefit themselves, rather to educate others how they have to perform their duty. That is the idea. If everybody is doing his duty in the human society, there will be very much order. If now everybody stops performing their duties, what will happen? What will happen? What do you think will happen? If everybody stops performing their duties. You are hungry, you go to the shop to buy food, and the shop is closed. And you ask, why the shop is closed? I don't feel going to work today. I'm hungry. I don't care, I have food. You do whatever you like. Someone is sick, emergency, you have to go to the hospital. You go to the hospital, open the door. Emergency. Oh no, today the colleague has a birthday, we are partying today. Come tomorrow morning. I'm going to die. We don't care, just relax there. So if everybody starts performing their duties, there will be a huge chaos in the society. So that's it is very, very important that everyone is performing their duties. Now, you have a body, yes? You have to put some food in your stomach and suddenly your tongue refuses to eat. Your mouth refuses to eat. What is going to happen? Huh? You have a problem. You don't have any energy. Does it happen sometimes? Does it happen sometimes?
When we are sick.
Yeah. You put something in your mouth and it starts going inside and suddenly comes outside. Just your body saying, no, I don't want, I'm not going to. The body doesn't want to cooperate with you. Or let's say sometimes you have to run. Emergency situation, like you started to catch your flight, but there was a big traffic jam, and actually you have only 1.5 hour, a huge queue, and you're waiting in the last moment, and you have only like 10 minutes. With Bhagavad Prabhu, we had such a experience a few months ago. We were just coming back from India. We had only 40 minutes to transfer our flight on Qatar airport, which is a huge airport. And we were already panicked, and we just came out of the flight and we started running. I started running. And then fortunately, Pandava, by his mercy, he heard one lady saying, Sophia, Sophia, Sophia. So he heard, and the lady said, actually, I'm here to help you. And she helped us to go very fast through, no car, but just through the security, because you have to go security, then you have to find your gate. It's like 40 minutes, not talking. So, I mean, by Krishna's mercy and this lady's mercy, we managed to go on time. But it was very, very like intense. So sometimes in such an intense situation, you may start, you have to do something, and suddenly your legs, they refuse to do it. You know, I cannot do more than this. Okay, I can run for 200 meters, not more than this. Okay, that's it. I revolt. I'm not doing it. So like that, sometimes parts of our body, they just, they don't want to cooperate with the whole, and then it becomes very, very difficult. So in this way, if we refuse to cooperate with the whole, there will be different consequences on a personal level, on a social level, on a spiritual level for the whole world. That's why here it is established, it is so important to perform your duty. And now we have a very nice purport from Srila Prabhupada I would like to read. This is very famous verse. Yat yat acharati shrestas tatta tivataro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, common men will follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world worships. Purport. People in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Very practical, yes? Do you have experience with this? Like someone is telling you don't do this, but actually he himself is doing it. You saw this sometimes? Is it easy to follow such kind of person? Not so easy. And someone is telling you do this and he's not doing it. Why I have to follow him? Very difficult. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. A very, very important point. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya, or ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures like Manu Samhita and similar others are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus the leader's teaching should be based on the principles of such standard Shastras. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by the great teachers. Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way of progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king, or the executive head of a state, the father and the school teacher are all considered to be natural leaders of the innocent people in general. So who are the natural leaders?
The father and the teacher.
Yes. The king, the leader of one country, one state. The father and the mother, they are always leaders in the eyes of the kid. Kid is always watching what the mother and the father are doing. And the teacher at school is teaching you something. If he doesn't give you a good example, why you are going to follow? All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes. So then I have a question for you. Why nowadays situation in the society is not perfect? What do you think? What can be one very, very important reason? Yes.
Because we are not following the Shastras.
Okay, they are not following the Shastras, okay.
The king is not perfect. The head of the state is not perfect.
Okay, the leaders are not
Perfect.
perfect, okay.
Mentality of parents are also very corrupt.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I cannot say no. I mean, not always, but sometimes, yes. Something else. What about the teachers?
The teachers are more like extractive and money-minded or materially driven than living and following the pursuit of knowledge or wisdom.
Yes.
Very few are actually of that sort.
Yeah, very often actually the teachers, they don't go to school to teach the kids something. They go to school because they have to go to school so that they can get their money. But actually it's not exactly out of love for teaching the kids something. I remember when I was at school, and like from time to time we go to these holidays. So we were going with like girls and boys, and like we were maybe around 16 at that time, 17. So I mean, naturally in the Western world, unfortunately it's coming in India also, but the day we always finish with what? With?
Drinking.
Yeah, with party. Yeah, with party. If it's only dancing, no problem, but it's not only dancing. So the kids, they wait for this amazing moment that they can drink, and then they'll have a headache next day and so on and so on. Like that's great happiness, opportunity for happiness. So now, okay, that's understandable. These are like young kids, they are not experienced, they want to show off themselves in front of the opposite sex and this and that. Okay, understandable. They have to go through this. Now, what is the most important and the most amazing thing is that the teachers, they were drinking more than the students. The teachers, they were getting drunk like anything. And we were like watching, and we were, what happened with this guy? He's so serious, like always entering into the class. First word, okay, we have a test, everybody. Take out a paper, 5 questions, okay, bad mark to you, this, always very strict. And we go to this, like a relaxation
Retreat.
retreat, and suddenly, like the teacher, he becomes so drunk, he started like flirting with other lady teacher, and you were like, what's happening here? So it's not amazing that if the kids are seeing such kind of things when they're like 14, 15, 16, I mean, this is their example, so they think that's normal. It's normal to live in this way, it's normal to act in this way. So practically that's one very serious reason why nowadays society is in such a situation. A lack of proper leadership. Lack of proper leadership. So people are talking, everybody knows nowadays. Yeah, we are living in the age of information. We don't have lack of information. But who is practicing according to this information? Very little, very few people. Very few people they are ready to say something and to do it.
Well, even how do you navigate into this ocean of information? That's also not clear.
Yeah.
Because what is important, what is not important, what is unimportant You don't know. Unless you follow Shastra, you don't know.
Correct. What is wrong, what is right, you don't know. So much information. Well, that's why Srila Prabhupada a few times in the purport was saying that one should follow Shastra, the scriptures, because they will give you proper information. And yes, such kind of person who is teaching you something and you won't see difference between what he is teaching and what he is showing in his personal life, such a person is called, what was the word in the purport? Do you remember? Acharya. Yes. Acharya means someone who is teaching something and he is doing something. This is, yes.
Yeah, in the Nyaya, in the Vedic logic, this type of person is called Apta. That means whatever he speaks, it is true. He's considered as the Veda personified.
Because he never did something which is different from truth, even if sometimes he says something that apparently it may not be truth, actually Dharma will protect him. Dharma, the laws of nature and the desire of the Lord to go in such a direction to make that his words are true. This is the power of these pure personalities. Yeah, also it is said that such kind of person, there is no difference between his actions, between his words, and between his thoughts. These three, they are in line. In our case, it's not always like that. That's why sometimes we say something, but we do something else. Or we say something, but actually we think something else. Oh, I love you so much. But actually inside we think, oh, this guy. Why? Because there is duplicity. But actually, these grace personalities, there is no duplicity. It's the same. This is their power. Like our main practice is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Yes? This is the main duty. Like we said, we have two kinds of duties. One duty is our material duty, to take care of the body, to perform our material activities. Then the other duty, second duty, which is actually higher, is our spiritual duty. So now in the scriptures you may read that actually from spiritual perspective so many things can be done. Like this spiritual process, that spiritual process, this practice, that practice. But then the acharyas, they are making it very easy for us. They are saying, for this age, for Kali Yuga, the essence of all spiritual practices is chanting the holy name of Krishna. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasti, 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 Eva Gatir. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. 3 times. And 3 times what we have to do. Harinam, 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 chanting the Lord's holy name. That's the easiest and safest way to make spiritual advancement. And now, some of us may not be still convinced, maybe still they need a little bit time to be convinced that actually this is a very good thing to do. Yes, take your time, associate with good people, read these books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and you are intelligent people, intelligent young people. I mean, you made it to the, we could say to the capital of the world, New York. That means you are intelligent people. So use your intelligence, learn it, and then scrutinizingly study it and see, is it right, is it wrong, and then if you come to the conclusion it's right, put it in your life, put it in your practice. And for those who are already doing it, sometimes we have this doubt, well, I'm chanting but looks like the result is not coming. I'm chanting already 7 days and still I'm not a pure devotee of the Lord. What's the problem? Why Krishna is not giving me the mercy? Well, maybe you have to chant 8 days. Maybe tomorrow the magic will happen. Or a little bit more. But I just wanted to make this important point that one reason why sometimes the result is coming a little slower, the result will definitely come. definitely, because this process is extremely potent process. It will come. But it may take a little bit more time. And one reason may be that there is difference between what our mouth is saying, our tongue is saying, or our tongue is saying what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So what is the meaning of this mantra, this prayer? My dear Krishna,
Please engage service.
please engage me in your service. So actually we are saying this prayer and we are praying to Krishna for to engage us in spiritual life, in spiritual activities, yeah? But maybe at the same time our mind is chanting another mantra.
Give me money.
Huh?
Give me money.
What is the other mantra? Maybe our mind is saying, oh, pizza, pizza, fried potatoes, Coca-Cola. Or some other mantra. Like our mind is already breakfast time. We are 5 o'clock in the morning in the temple of Hari Hari, but our mind is already like breakfast. And what about our heart? Maybe our heart is totally different place. Oh, my love, Romeo and Juliet, where are you? Come make me happy. So it's like apparently we are doing one thing, but actually we have triple personality, 3 in 1. So Krishna has a problem. What to do now? Which desire shall I fulfill? Desire of the mouth, of the mind, or of the heart? Generally he goes with the desire of the heart. So sometimes externally we already chant Hare Krishna, but the heart is chanting someone else. So Krishna is confused what to do now. And we are saying, why the result is not coming? I'm already 10 days, I'm a senior devotee already. I came 1 day before you, and I put so much endeavor. Why the result is not coming? Krishna is obliged to give me the result. But Krishna doesn't know what to do because you're chanting 3 times at the same time. Well, which one should Krishna fulfill? So that's the problem. That's why it is said it is very, very important to, while we are chanting, like always when we start to chant we do it mechanically, with everything is like that, with the job is like that, with the training is like that. But then gradually we have to put our mind into this action. Mind should become part of the picture. What are the functions of the mind? What is the mind doing?
Thinking, feeling, willing.
Okay, he's thinking, he's feeling, and he is willing. This is very important. So thinking means that, okay, gradually the mind should start thinking about what we are chanting. Oh, wait a minute, I'm chanting some mantra. What was the meaning of this mantra? Oh, I was praying for service. Okay, let me pray for service. So our mind should start thinking about the mantra. And then feeling. What means feeling? You have to do what? Maha Mantra is a prayer. When you chant a prayer, what do? You have to do it how? Feelingly. Yes. You should put your feelings there. So it's not just a mechanical repetition of something. You have to put your heart at it. So at some point, maybe not in the beginning, but gradually, after doing little bit, you have to come to this idea, hey, wait a minute, this is a prayer. I'm praying to Bhagavan. Let me put little bit emotion in this prayer. Let me put my heart little bit in this prayer. Then it may become more attractive for Krishna. And then what was the last one? Willingly. What means willingly?
Voluntarily doing it.
Yes, we have to desire to do it for the pleasure of Krishna. So maybe in the beginning we are doing it because we heard it's very good, it will bring us very good punya. We may even go to Svarga Loka, enjoyment. Happiness. But at some point we have to understand, wait a minute, it's not about that. It's about relationship. Krishna is a person, he's there, he's listening to me. I want to have a relationship with him. It's not just getting something out of him. No, I want to do something with him. So when you start chanting in this way, whoa, then it becomes very practical. Oh, this person, he's really calling for me. Okay, I have to go. What is Krishna saying to Bhagavad Gita? Yayatam comes to Taiva. Whatever someone is doing for me, I reciprocate immediately. So when you feelingly approach Krishna, Krishna wants to immediately reciprocate with you. So then miracles will start happening in our spiritual life. Miracles. We will feel how actually our spiritual life is not empty, it's very deep. Very, very deep. And when our spiritual life becomes very deep, then it doesn't matter what will happen outside. It doesn't matter. Why? Because internal life is very, very deep. You don't have problem. Like if you have a very good family life, and you have some problems on the job, what will happen? Well, you have problems with what to do. You leave job, you leave your problems, and you go to live your happy life at home. So in the same way, if your spiritual life is very, very deep, even if in your external life you have some problems, it's not a problem. You just get rid of it. I don't care so much. Okay, we have some problem. What to do? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. It's 7:48. So I think this is long enough. Maybe a little bit too long.
No, it's perfect.
Okay. So shall we just stop?
Yeah, maybe whatever you'd like to interact with Prabhu, Prabhu will be available for some more time during Prasadam.
I'll be around.
So all of you can take your Prasadam in Prasadam hall and come here in the restaurant.